I don't know, I just think it's something I need to do. There really has been a lot of demand for me to run to this album. I'm ready for it. I've eaten 4 donuts yet again. Are you okay? This morning we are running to Holding Absence and their new album, The Greatest Mistake of My Life. This seems like a good place to start. I'm happy here. Okay. And the watch is on, the music's on, and we're off. Come on, turn it up. We tumble onto the piano like a handful of butterflies. Green shoots grow up through the living room carpet. There's the effervescent fizz of nature. A deep bass rumbles like the furthest corners of the cosmos. They've come to ask you for directions. I've timed this perfectly. I'm alive. Ooh. That deep bass line is now joined by ascending cherubs on synths, road trip clean guitars, and a voice that scatters far and wide like sunlight on an ocean. I'm strapping in for a really epic ride. These choruses are catching me by surprise. Is this the way to heaven? It seems to be music that connects with some kind of life force. Oh, I love that guitar. And it's all just coming in. Come on, Jim. It's a perfectly emotional salad with enough gap between the leaves. Just the right amount of dressing. Look at this guy go. Call my name. Woo! This music is like one of those fans you used to get a fire going, except it's aimed at me. I dream of you in colours that do not exist. What a line! Whoa! What's the music like? Well, it's epic. It's full of life. It's as if by some weird magic you're flicking between radio stations and all the different songs of the station join up to make this one big song. There's so many changes, but it's all perfect. Woo-hoo-hoo! It hurts, it's painful, it's honest, but in the best way possible. It's like biting my tongue when I'm enjoying a Tic Tac. It hurts to bite my tongue, but I love Tic Tacs. Replace Tic Tacs with the feeling of being alive. That's what this is like. Oh, that guitar intro on Afterlife. On an album that's got so much going on musically. It's good to feel the power in the room. That guitar is going to just drive the song on and on. In a strange way, it reminds me of the White Album by the Beatles, except this is called the Chlorophyll Album because it's so full of leafy life. Those drums, they really swing on the chorus to Afterlife. Oh my word, I think I'm going to lose some teeth. I know I'm out of sight. I wish I could sing. I lost a vital part of me. I've been there and I've regained that part of me. Oh my word, I feel jubilant. Oh, that is something else. You've got the spoken word intro and everything just coming in for short moments of time. Quick flashes of music and then they stop and there's this background swirling purpleness. Oh, let's see how fast I can run this song. That song, Drugs and Love, it seems to be about opening yourself up to everything in life. The good bits, the bad bits. It's about being willing to feel every moment of your life. It's about saying no to the tepid experience that drugs can bring to your life. Oh wow! Honestly, there's so many things which feel alive in this album, and that song seemed to end with a strange haunting bit at the end of Long, Long, Long by the Beatles. It's as if it's packed its bags and it now lives on this album. This is more exciting than any reissue. That chorus on Circles seems to have the energy you need to pull yourself out of that repetitive loop of samsara. It's the kick in the arse you need to achieve enlightenment. I am enlightened. Don't live a life defined by repetition. Break free from that circle. Live directly. Go from A to B and experience everything in between. No distractions. This album goes from high points and low points in the songs in such an effortless way. I mean, Circles now is dropped down. It's basically just drums and bass, but it's still really powerful. It reminds me of something I read recently, that we can't change the future or the past, but we can understand them better. This album seems to be dealing with grief with the power of hindsight. There's no need to change the past or future. The main thing is to learn from hindsight and make those obstacles, which at the time felt impassable, to make them feel smaller and pass that message of hope on to the listener. That's what this is doing. Oh, that second verse. Oh, no more roses. Just the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. Let's have a fast feet montage. Woo! Yeah, wow! There are so many musical highlights on this album. Some things I'm picking up on straight away on first listen. That guitar intro to beyond belief. In fact, the whole intro itself, it starts off like a Cure song and then it just becomes something itself. But the use of acoustic guitars on this album is, wow! The lyrics are so poetic. The whole album just feels like a beautiful bouquet of flowers. It's full of colour and wonder. There are more tendrils in this album than there are in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm swinging from song to song like Tarzan with tears in his eyes. It's a reminder that grief doesn't consume you, it only changes you. These spoken word bits are so perfect sonically, they trigger other senses, they allow you to see the music. It is magical. We're on Morning Song and this is the blow that breaks you. Keep on running. Oh my word. I got a minute left, it's nearly done. Is that your ball? I'm having it. Get in there! Hang on. Oh, nearly fell. Stop the watch. Stop the watch. What was absolutely astonishing about that, what was one of the astonishing things about that is that the weight really hit you at the end of the album on that song called Morning Song. That was when the emotional intensity just hit you. Up until then, it had been really uplifting. It was giving you life. Like I kept saying, there was so much life in the album. And then it just, because of all that life and then this heavy hitting song at the end, the album still managed to soar. The album still manages to fly. In a genre that really seems to produce so many loosely stapled pamphlets, that felt like a hardback. That felt like a classic album. That felt like a classic Welsh album. I mean, it's so good to hear a young band being so sonically adventurous. Just showing so much ambition, but like intelligence at the same time. Really makes you feel like just hopeful for the future of Welsh music. That's something incredible to run and experience. One thing I was feeling was the album had a lot of these close encounters. There were close encounters to death. There was an encounter with the divine, and it seems to be an album that tries to make contact. That's where it is. As the album goes on, there's lots of attempts at contact. It's about the power of looking at someone in the eye. It's just, wow, it just had this real magical quality throughout there. It seemed to have this sense of that there's beauty in any loss that teaches you a lesson. That's what it really felt like to me. It was a collection of songs which taught you a lesson. I mean, it was emotional, but it wasn't draining. The emotion felt like it was going into me, and I was feeling really good as a result of it. And on, like, musically, like so many songs that similar to that, where it's kind of slow moving and you've got these epic chord progressions, it can sound a bit obvious, but there's nothing obvious on the album at all. It all seemed totally original, totally fresh, totally exciting. Wow, I'm just blown away. So have a good day. I'm a running punk. You should be a running punk too. See you soon.